Hello, friends, and welcome back to Ghouls Night In, the spooky chat show with your best ghoul friends. I'm Penny Snark.
And I'm Midge Munster. And Penny, I was at the bookstore the other day, and I saw the cutest children's book that caught my eye. I'm wondering if you've seen this. It's called Millie Fleur's Poisonous Garden.
I don't think I have.
Oh my gosh. Well, I thought of you because I know you have a niece. It's so cute. But I was just excited to know it existed. The illustrations are so freaking cute. There's like her and her mom moving into what looks like an Addams Family house, but they're in like a long hearse car. It's just precious. But it caught my eye because A, the subject matter, but B, I was like, oh, I wonder if that's inspired by the Poison Garden in England. And it did have a little snippet in the back of the book talking about that. And it got me thinking that we have not talked about that here on Ghouls Night.
No, it's true.
Yeah. So today we're going to be talking about poison gardens.
Exciting.
Yes. Now, as I mentioned, there is, of course, like the Poison Garden TM in England, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment. But poison gardens actually have a pretty interesting history. They date back as early as the 1500s, 1540s, and these early poison gardens, or just, they were called apothecary gardens or herbalist gardens at the time, but they were used when people were publishing what were called herbals, which are large reference books about medicinal plants. And so these apothecary or herbalist gardens were just a place where they could grow all kinds of different plants and herbs, and figure out what they did. Mostly doctors and monks would have access to those kinds of gardens for study, and they would break them into categories like carnivorous plants, aquatic plants, and of course toxic or poisonous plants. And then they could use them to figure out what their limits were, how they reacted in different environments. And of course, this is how we start testing the line between medicinal purposes of a plant and poisonous levels of a toxic
fine
plant.
line often.
Yes, exactly. And while these gardens were mostly educational, they did, of course, draw a lot of intrigue. I think to this day, people are still pretty fascinated by the idea of poison.
For sure.
I know this to be true because I'm friends with Penny.
I was going to say, personally, I can confirm people are still fascinated by poison.
Go back to our original Ghouls Night In merch where Penny is holding a bottle of poison on a tray. I was laughing when I was researching this episode because I'm having to Google things like, which plant makes this and I'm like, if anyone goes through my search history and if something happens to Taylor in the next 2 months and someone goes through my computer, I'm going to prison.
He doesn't get poisoned.
Right. But specifically in the 17th century, around Italy and France, people get very interested in poisons because there is a flourishing poison business.
Of course.
Usually run by women.
Hell yeah, girl boss.
Slay women. But as more publicly people start getting tried and hung and things for poison related crimes, there's a lot of public fascination with poison plants and how they work.
For sure.
And like I said, that is still very prevalent today. The most toxic garden in the world, as I mentioned, is in Northumberland, England. And it is at, I listened to 50 different people say this, Alnwick Castle. The Northumberland accent is so specific. So they're the way they're saying it is not how it sounds coming out of my mouth. So forgive me,
I know.
English listeners.
That's always the worst thing, too, where you're like, okay, so this is what it sounds like when you say it in a British accent. But if I say it that way, it's going to sound like I'm making fun of you.
Right. Right.
So what's the American version?
Yeah. So we're going to say Alnwick. Yeah. I know we have UK listeners. Mm-hmm. Forgive me, but that's how it's coming out in my Missouri dialect. But so how did we get here? How did there become this giant toxic garden in Northumberland? This is such a... She is us and we are her, Penny. So in 1995, this English woman and her husband suddenly inherit nobility, a castle, and 14 acres of gardens.
Oh my gosh, the dream.
Right. Which also, like... I know that England is still like a monarchy and thing, but I'm like, what do you mean in 95 somebody became a duchess? Like, that's not a thing.
Right. It's like that you guys are done with that, right?
It's like, is this the Princess Diaries? Is this so yes, the newly titled Duchess of Northumberland, Jane Percy, started designing a series of modern gardens on the property. And she did a lot of really interesting things. There's a bamboo labyrinth, a $7 million treehouse, a serpent garden with topiaries and water sculptures. Lots of really interesting things happening. And many of these choices were considered controversial anyway, just by like how, newfangled and modern they were.
Not traditional.
Right, for like this ancient castle. But she decided she wanted a poison garden as well, and that of course raised the most eyebrows. But again, as we've talked about, what's interesting here is like this has historic roots and roots. And so she was not only taking from the medicinal gardens that we talked about of like the medieval eras, but also very specifically the legendary garden in Padua where the Medici family cultivated poisons for killing.
For murder.
For murder. I need Alan Cumming saying
yes.
Murder. So Percy's Garden opened its gates in 2005. And while there are still like many active apothecary gardens in England, specifically a lot of like university settings still have gardens like this for study, what really distinguishes this is the like overall tone of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say I've seen TikToks.
Yes, I know you. Listen, I had no doubt. Did you notice I didn't ask if you knew about this?
I did notice this.
I was like, I know Penny knows about that garden. But yeah, Percy, she is less interested in the medicinal aspects and just full out interested in these plants' ability to kill people.
Hell yeah.
Hence, like what Penny is talking about, if you've seen pictures or TikToks at this garden, there is a giant, beautiful, elaborate, like wrought iron gate out front, a big black metal gate that says, "These plants can kill," and has skulls and crossbones in metal on the gate.
Hell yeah.
High drama. Love it.
See, this is what I mean when I'm like, rich people need to at least do cool shit.
Yeah, do something
like,
interesting.
Do something interesting. And I'm like, all right, ma'am, you are doing some interesting stuff.
That's why I was like, she is us. Like, this is what,
if we had money, this is what we would
came
do.
Into nobility in a castle, this is the exactly kind of bullshit we would be on. So the garden itself is home to over 100 species of toxic and poisonous plants, but many of which people might find in their own backyard. But they do really play into this like taboo aspect. There are coffins like lying around in the garden, and they have large tombstone-shaped signs on walls that feature like the bios and stories of infamous poisoners. I saw one. I couldn't find like good photos of these where I could see like the full, you know, bio or like the stories on them because it's smaller font, but the one thing I could see in this one image was one of them was called the Curry Killer.
Oh.
I was like, that sounds like something that would have been in Pushing Daisies.
Yeah,
that's very
for sure.
Brian Fuller coded.
Yes.
But yeah, very like fun. I mean, I don't know if fun's the word. Fun's the word I'm going to use because I would have fun.
Yeah.
Fun vibes. And the Duchess, she is very silly goofy about this. There are some really funny quotes from her. The one that I chose to pull here is she said, "If you're a child, who cares that aspirin comes from the bark of a tree? It's far more interesting that in Victorian times there was something called a killing jar that had laurel leaves in which spiders and butterflies were left to kill them intact. Great for collectors."
She's so right, though.
I know!
So right.
She also has shared stories about Angel's Trumpet, which is like a potent poison. But she has talked about like Victorian ladies putting a like plant of Angel's Trumpet in the middle of a table while they played cards and had tea, and that they would like pop their cup under it and tap the bell so that some pollen would fall into the cup, and basically would experience like similar effects to that of LSD.
Nice. Tripping on some light poisoning.
Crazy Victorians, dude.
Crazy Victorians. Man, I would go to the Angel's Trumpet tea party for sure.
Angel's Trumpet tea party is a great event. We gotta. Yes. That's after we have our salad seance situation.
Yes, add it to the list.
Drug salad seance and Angel's Trumpet tea party coming from Ghouls Night In. But you might be feeling curious, with so many deadly plants in one space, how does one keep up that garden, or how does one take a tour of that garden? The gardeners obviously have to wear a lot of PPE.
Yeah.
Basically, well, there's a variety of, some plants are totally fine. It's like only if you ingest it is it poisonous to you. So if they're working on that, there are certain beds where they can just go in and work on them. But a lot of the plants, they are in full hazmat suits with gloves and face coverings. But it's really fun. There's a few really good videos on YouTube from BBC that interview the gardeners. Ooh, and they're real short, like 5-6 minute videos, but I would recommend checking those out just because the personalities are so wonderful.
I bet. I mean, anyone who's like, I've decided to become a poison gardener has to be a pretty cool person.
There's this one guy that is you, Penny. I love him, and he like they're taking him through the garden, and just every single thing he's like, this is blah blah blah, it'll kill you, and he says it like so matter of fact and like calm, and he says it about every single plant, and he's not doing a bit, he's just excited to be there. He's
like, I just gotta let you know this plant's like, gonna kill you,
it'll kill you. And I love I just love it. They're all very hilariously fun individuals. But if you were to visit said garden, because this is a place you can tour the whole of the Alnwick Garden properties. There's tons, like we said. There's the bamboo maze and what have you. You can do all kinds of things
Serpents?
here.
I'm into that.
Serpents. But if you want to go into the gated poison garden, you can enter as you come. You don't have to put on hazmat gear. They give a safety briefing to everybody beforehand and tell you not to touch or smell any of the plants. And then they take very small groups at a time so that the guide is able to have eyes on everybody. Yeah. But they let like people come with children. They actually have like a full program focused on, they also have a section of the garden that is like a licensed marijuana plant growery, and oh darn, I can't remember what the other thing they have as well is, but like they basically use it as a field trip scenario to teach kids about drugs and like safety. So it's a family affair, the Poison Garden.
There you go. Educational for all.
Yes. But what's interesting, as previously mentioned, is that a lot of these plants are things that most of these visitors have probably encountered just like out and about. The most poisonous plant in the garden is ricin, or better known as the castor oil plant. And you probably will recognize castor oil even if you've never had it. But someone in your life probably has taken it, like an elder, or I specifically was like, oh, Mary Poppins.
Yes, totally.
given the kids spoonfuls of castor oil. But it was, a pretty common medicinal practice to give castor oil for like stomach issues or constipation. But it is recognized as the Guinness Book of World Records as the world's most poisonous plant.
Dang.
And so that is, again, just goes to show you how, depending on the dosage, things can really get spicy with the plants fast.
Yes, the dose makes the poison.
Another common plant, or rather, I guess, flower that is found in the garden is rhododendron.
Oh,
and, yeah. I just included this because I found it really interesting. Obviously, you're probably unlikely to eat the flower or leaf of a rhododendron plant. They don't taste good. But part of the reason they are able to cover large areas so quickly is because they actually poison the soil that they grow in so that only rhododendrons can grow there.
Oh my god, that's so metal.
Isn't that sick?
That's so sick.
But yeah, I thought that was so interesting, and just as far as like fun, sneaky ways the plants can still get you. So because they can spread very quickly and cover such areas, should like bees find an area, like should they set up shop in an area that is heavily rhododendroned and make their honey from the rhododendron flower, it will like actually give the honey like a weird red tint to it.
Ooh, cool.
And depending on how much honey you eat, it will either, back to those Victorians, have a mild hallucinogenic effect or kill you.
There you go. Well, see, now, honey, this is perfect for our tea party.
For our tea!
This is our crazy tea party. You can choose. Would you like Angel's Trumpet or would you like rhododendron honey?
You want to tap the bell or
have some of this red
hallucinogenic honey. The other thing I found really interesting too was the cherry laurel, which I like. Laurel leaf is pretty common, often used as like a hedge plant. You can find them in a lot of landscaping and stuff. So laurel is like harmless if it's growing in your garden, but the plant itself contains two individual compounds that are like fine by themselves, but when they combine create cyanide gas.
Oh.
So let's say you have this in your hedge and you take a hedge trimmer to it and break up the leaves and release the compounds. Oops, cyanide gas. I found myself very like, did you ever watch 1,000 Ways to Die growing up on Spike?
Yeah, occasionally.
This felt very like that, of just like
totally,
crazy.
Yeah. It's like something wacky could happen.
Bob dropped dead while trimming the hedges. Like
he gassed himself.
Yeah. But yeah, so lots of really interesting things. You could see where touring a garden like this would be, like, of course, super fun for weirdos like us.
Oh, yeah.
But also, like, has a lot of educational value. At minimum, I think it would definitely make people more aware that plants can be very dangerous, and before you just go, like, ripping up weeds in your garden or planting random plants in your flower beds, maybe do a little research. Figure out what that plant can do and if it's got any weird spicy after effects.
Yes.
But yeah, I thought this would be a fun spring episode because
totally.
While we're all busy planting our May flowers, we can maybe learn a little bit about the seeds we're sowing and make sure we're not poisoning local wildlife. There was another one with this guy. I can't remember the name of the tree, ladendum or something like that. That he was like, it's so poisonous, and a lot of people have it because it blooms really beautiful in the spring. But like, it's so poisonous that if it dropped a stick, and months later a dog like picked up that stick in the park, the dog wouldn't make it home.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
that's intense.
It's just out here in the park being just blossomy. Like, it's just so wild. So yeah, fascinating stuff. I am now, I've always been like mildly interested, but doing this research I was like, oh no, this is about to be a problem. I'm about to get really weird about plants.
I love it. Yes.
About poisonous plants. I would love to know, because we do have UK listeners, if anyone has visited the Alnwick Castle Gardens, and you've been on a tour through the Poison Garden, I would love to hear about it. So if you should like to share that with us, a great place to talk about it would be in our Discord server.
The perfect place.
The perfect place to talk about poison, and hopefully not end up on a watch list.
We'll all be chill. We're all chilling there. It's fine.
It's fine, guys. But yeah, you can find that information in our show notes or over on our Instagram at Ghouls Night in Pod. That is in our link in our bio for that as well. And if you are enjoying the show and you'd like to leave us a rating or review, that does really help us find new audiences. You can do that wherever you listen, or if you can't, you can send us a DM on that Instagram page at Ghouls Night in Pod. And if you are looking for me, you can find me all over the web at Midge Munster.
And you can find me at Penny Snark.
And until next time,
Good.